good to see all of you back. Did you guys have a nice Easter break? Yes, yes. And look at this, bright and sunny, sunshine. Love it, love it, love it. So what's your next class? What do you have? You have music. Oh, love music. Is that it? What else do you have today? What? Oh. I'm sorry? Art. Okay. Oh, well, you got the fun classes today. Well, I got to tell you something. I'll be a little revelation from Father Larry. Many, many years ago when I was in school, I was in pre-med many years ago, and the one class that I dreaded, right? I hate to say the word hate, but I did. I dreaded this one class. And this class was called, get ready for this, Qualitative and Quantitative Analytical Chemistry. Just hearing those words just make your head spin, right? Qualitative and quantitative analytical chemistry. Well, needless to say, I struggled in that class. I really did. I just could not grasp the subject matter. So anyway, but look, I think God had better plans for me, as you can tell. You know, I'm sure all of us have had to struggle to understand something, you know, whether it's in the realm of academics or technology, right? You know how technology is always advancing. It's like so hard to keep up, or just understanding life in general. Well, today in our gospel, there's this well-educated man. His name is Nicodemus. Brilliant, influential, a Jewish scholar, you know, a member of the Sanhedrin, which is a Jewish court. He was intelligent, but there was something lacking. There was a certain wisdom that he just didn't have, and Jesus knew it. You know, even though he was intelligent, you know, even though he was wise in the things of the world, but he did not understand what Jesus was trying to tell him when Jesus was talking about being born of the Spirit. Or, you know, if you remember yesterday's gospel about, you know, being born again, he thought, how could we be born again? Does that mean we have to like climb into, or, you know, go back into our mother's womb? So, you know, in that sense, he made sense. You know, how can we be born again? You know, we can't go back to our mother's tummy. But that's not what Jesus was trying to tell him. And today he's talking about being born of the Spirit. So what does that mean? What is Jesus trying to tell us, being born of the Spirit? Well, what Jesus is telling us is that we have to live out our Spirit-filled life. You know, we have to be moved and guided by the gentle wind of the Spirit. And we cannot be entrenched in our worldly ways, or otherwise we just end up shutting our eyes, our minds, and our hearts to the power of Jesus Christ. And boy, his power, the power of Christ, the power of God, has the ability to change us and to recreate us, all right? So be open to that, to the power of Jesus. You know, that Holy Spirit, that's the main word today, Spirit. You know, ultimately, our credentials, you know, our resumes might look all nice and very impressive. You could have all the awards and trophies and certificates, good grades on your report card, you know, all that good stuff. But ultimately, those things don't save us. You know, they don't take us to heaven, all right? Worldly things don't. So be very mindful of that. Because if we don't have the Spirit of God, you know what's going to happen? We're just going to be flesh, just flesh. We would be spiritually dead. And that's not what we want, right? We don't want to be spiritually dead. You know, if we don't have the Holy Spirit, we're not going to have the spiritual eyes or the mind and the heart to understand Jesus' message. All right? So don't be like Nicodemus, who failed to understand Christ's message. Now, let me just get one thing clear. God is not telling us not to enjoy life. He's not. You know, we have to enjoy life. Yes, there are worldly things that we have, but the warning for us is that we have to be careful that there is nothing that competes with God for our highest affection.
Hello, OLPH. My name is Mary Lynn Januszewski, and I'm the Director of Finance and Operations at Our Lady of Perpetual Help Parish in Glenview, Illinois. And this message comes to you with heartfelt gratitude and thanks for your ongoing generosity and support of OLPH Parish. This overwhelming generosity allows us to continue to serve and to minister to the parish community in so many different ways. So thank you, OLPH, for all you do. You are much appreciated.